Hello, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Labib. Today yesterday we have done with respect to the section A of the mock exam. Is that we are going to do again, I have taken this mock exam from one of the learning materials providers, and I'm just going to explain you from them whatever they have given on the notes. Is it? I kindly request you to subscribe to this channel, share this channel, and any suggestions or recommendations, please let me know in the comment box. And if you need any specific topic to be addressed, to be given, to be explained, and just let me know. And more importantly, before going to the mock exam, please refer to my lecture slides. Is it right? Lecture slides are very important. That gives you a complete understanding, which I have already posted. And once you have done that, automatically these things will be very, very easy. And again, I will say it's not difficult. Okay, this is my tagline. That what I always say, that nothing is difficult. We have to work it hard, and hopefully it will work. Okay, I will my request is, please subscribe to this channel, share these videos, and press bell icon so that whenever I am going to post it, you will get notifications. Okay, and we have to reach to as many people as possible who need assistance in understanding the concepts. Okay, here we are talking about F8, audit and assurance. If you are doing other exam papers, I'm already posted videos on F7, financial reporting, and SBR. Subsequently, I'm going to do on financial management and advanced financial management. Okay, thank you so much. Let's start. What we are with, this is a mock exam. This is for section B. Section B, you have 3 questions. Okay, section B, you have 3 questions. The first question will be for how many marks? 30 marks. Yeah, the first question will be for 30 marks. The second question will be for 20 marks and 20 marks each. Is it 20 marks and 20 marks each? Again, this question will be divided into sub questions. Okay, this is the way they will divide the questions under different categories, different subsections. Okay, sub questions will be there. Fine. Now this lecture I will only do sections B, question number 16. It is very, very lengthy one. Okay, we are having 4 different questions with 4 different concepts. Okay, and subsequently in the next section, question 17 and question 18. Okay, I will not take more than that. What it says, auditors are required to document. This is about the documentation of a company accounting and internal control systems. Definitely, whenever we should have a documents manual as such, how we are going to work it out and how we are going to carry forward the audit as such. As part of their audit process, they have to have a documentation manual, you can say documentation to how we are going to conduct the audit process. There are 2 methods for documenting internal control. 2 methods available. Like what is this? You have narrative notes and you have questionnaires. You have flow charts also. Okay, you have another method, flow charts also. Fine. Now we will take that into consideration. What they are asking us. Now, when you do the things, see, keep it in mind. Even sometimes I will miss this. Okay, so even sometimes I will miss this. I'm not saying that, but make it a point. The moment you will get the question paper, first read the requirements. Okay, what are the requirements? What are the requirements? First read before going to the scenario. Read the requirement. What is the requirement? There are 2 methods. One is narrative notes and one is questionnaire. And describe. See, there are 2 things. describe and explain. What is the advantage of using this one? When say advantage, they are not saying advantages. Advantage means definitely it will be only one. Okay, only one. They are given how many marks? 4 marks. These 4 marks they have divided, is it? These 4 marks. One for narrative notes, one for questionnaire. This is for the describe. Is it? This is for the describe, and another 2 marks. Is it right? Another 2 marks for the advantages. Is it right? One for narrative notes, one for questionnaire. See, this is very scientifically, I can say mechanically, we have to understand what we need. We'll run short of time in examination, but we have to plan. We should not give more than its requirement, or we should not be less than the requirements. The 4 marks for this is for 2 marks. Is that? This is for 2 marks and this is for 2 marks. Okay, that's what we say. What are for each of the 2 methods, narrative and questionnaire? What is how we are going to have method of documenting internal control system? We should have internal controls for everything. There should be a control. Control is nothing but somebody is there to carry forward what we have done. Whether we have done as per the requirements or not. Is it? And for this you should have explained advantages using this method. The total marks will be split equally for each part. Fine. 2 marks and 2 marks. Fine. They have given 2 marks and 2 marks. Now, what we are doing, first we have to see narrative notes is nothing but it is a writing. Is it? You are running notes. Okay. You are taking some running notes. Fine. Running notes you can understand. Fine. You can understand your own way. Is it? You can understand how you can, if you are using the laptop, fine. You are using your tab, you are using your laptop, you are using your palm top, and when you are doing this, you can write, you can edit in between. You can. The flexibility is there. Fine, but flexibility is you can understand. Subsequently, other people cannot understand. Fine. What is the narrative notes? Narrative notes consist of a written description of the system, how the system will work, how the process will work. They detail about the occurs of the system at each stage, including controls. What the narrative notes? Narrative notes are running notes written by the auditor. Is right? By the auditor, whoever is there, whoever is doing the task, it has been done by that. What is most important? The most important is how the system will work. Is it? How the system at each stage, is it? At each stage means pinpoint accuracy. Very simple. It's a pinpoint accuracy. We are talking in terms of in terms of taking an order. Is it? Taking an order. Yeah, what we'll do? We'll say that how the process will work. We will, when we are taking the order, we will verify whether it is there with our stores, is the availability is there. We will say that in terms of inventory, we will check inventory. Is it? We'll check the price list. Is it right? We check the price. Only we check the quantity available. Is it right? We take the quantity available. We take the number of delivery. Is it? Delivery time. All the things we will see whether it is in process or not. Is it? Each stage, once you are taking the order, then we are passing the order to the next stage, delivery, till we are reaching the delivery stage. Again, once we deliver, we will have to get the acceptance, we have to get the feedback. Okay, the process from one stage to another. We are not going in that detail, but we will take a single task at a time. This is what the narrative notes are there. In simple words, narrative notes is nothing but it is a written description of the system. Now, what is the advantage of that? Fine. What is the advantage? They are simple to record after discussion. We are discussing. We are just writing the notes. Is that these discussions can be easily written up as notes. We don't have any any structured, no structured format. Okay, I can put it like that. There is no structured format. Is that everyone will have their own style? That everyone will have own style. Okay, own style of writing. Okay, own style. They can facilitate understanding by all members of the audit team. It's like, is that they will understand. This is audit language, is it? This is the audit language, especially more junior members who find alternative methods too complex. Actually, when we are talking about, we have to think about the people who are new to the system. Yeah, we have to think about that. We have to make sure that the junior members should understand. They should know because they are new to this type of environment. Got my point? In short, it is a written description of the system, how at each stage it will work. It is simple to record the discussions, and the purpose is it should help the audit team and especially the junior members. Fine. This is where we are talking in terms of the narrative note. What is the next one? They are asking about something about questionnaires. Fine. Now there are two things are there. When you are talking about the questionnaires, you have internal control questionnaires and internal control evaluation questionnaires. See, actually, if you take into consideration, you will have flow charts. Is it? You will have flow charts. You have narrative notes. Is it? You have narrative notes. You have internal control questionnaires and internal control evaluation questionnaires. Is it? You have internal control questionnaires and you have internal evaluation control questionnaires as such. Fine. What is the internal control question? They are very, very distinct, different. Is it? Contains what it's used that internal control questionnaires are used whether controls are exist or not. Controls are exist or not. We'll say yes, somebody will prepare, is it? Somebody will author, somebody will verify, somebody will approve, is it right? Somebody will approve. You will have three different. We have to know whether somebody is preparing. Two tasks should not be done by same person. Right? This is where one person is preparing, one person is verifying, and one person is up. What we are doing in internal control questionnaire is nothing but we are having the controls, okay, whether it exists or not. Whereas in internal control evaluation questionnaires, we want to know whether it is effective or not. It is in place or not, it is working or not. That's very important. That's why we are saying on the document you can say prepare, verify, approve. But you should know that one person is preparing, one person is verifying, one person is approving. You are evaluating whether what you are evaluating the effectiveness that the controls are in place. That is the reason internal control talks only about the controls. Internal control evaluation questionnaires talks about the effectiveness. Very important. Is it? Very, very important. Questionnaires are quick to prepare. Fine, yes. When you are saying it is yes or no, that's all. Is that whether it is yes or no, as simple as that. Which means that they are timely method of recording the system. You will give one statement, they will say yes or no. They say that they ensure that all controls present in the system are considered and recorded. Okay, we are saying that control is there. One person is preparing, one prepare, verify, approval. Yes or no, as simple as that. You will see in place whether it is effective or not. Again, you will say yes or no. This is where it says they ensure that all controls present within the system are considered as recorded. Hence, missing controls are deficiencies. If it is no, definitely it is nothing but a deficiency. Fine. If it is no, it is going to be called as a deficiency. This consists of 4 marks. Very important, very specific. You have 4 things. Keep it in mind. Put it on every time whenever you are preparing for the exam. Put it on. You have how we are going to have it documenting. Okay, how the documenting can be done with flowcharts, with narrative notes, internal control questionnaires, internal control evaluation questionnaires. Fine. Next, we are going to have the second question. This is the B part. Fine. This is the B part. This in section B, question number 16B. Okay. Now, first make it what we want to know. First, requirements, very important. What is the requirement in respect of controls, internal controls, which we have done just now? What they are asking 6 deficiencies. They are talking about 6 recommendations for every control addressed. For each deficiency, there should be recommendation, and you have to know the test of controls. The external auditor should perform to assess if each of these controls, if implemented, whether it is operating effectively, to identify that. Means first you have to identify the deficiency. In the scenario, you will get, they say 6, but if you do it, you will get more than 6. Okay, you will get more than 6. Now, this is little bit more important. Note, prepare your answer using 3-column. Fine. This is the structure what ACCA expects from us, especially in auditing paper. Fine. Especially in the auditing paper. What they say, you have to, if there is a report, you follow the report. If it is 3-column, 2-column, 3-column, maximum 2 or 3, that's all. Follow the what they have mentioned. Control deficiencies. You have first deficiency, then you are talking in terms of recommendations and test of controls respectively. The total marks are split equally, isn't it? This is for 6 marks, this is for 6 marks, and this is for 6 marks. Okay. Now total it comes to how much? Total it comes to 18 marks. Fine. Come back to this. When when you are doing the, now they have given, this is knowing the entity. Fine. This is, every question will have like this, knowing the entity. This is one of the elements of control environment. Fine. Control environment, there are 5 elements. We will cover that at some way. Control environment, 5 elements. One of the element is knowing the entity. What they say, Fresha company is a company listed on the stock exchange. It manufactures furniture supplies to a wide range of retailers across the region. The company has an internal audit department, that's good. And the company year end is 31st January 2005. After the year end, 31st July 2005, you are an audit supervisor. You are an audit supervisor with the Zena company. This is the audit company, preparing a draft audit programs and reviewing the extracts. What we are doing, we are taking care of internal control documentation. And in preparation, what? In preparation of interim audit. See, you should know which entity you are going to do the audit and what is your role. That's very important for us. Unless until we are not clear about that, people, if you understand this first paragraph, automatically your answer, your task will be easy, so that you will have something clear in your mind that within this framework we have to make sure. Now what they have done, they are talking in terms of sales, they are talking in terms of purchases and inventory. Fine, they are talking purchases and inventory, and they are talking about payroll. See, how many they are asked us? They are asked 6 deficiencies. Is that you divide it into 2 from each section. Okay, you have to see. You have to be very. I will say we have to be very scientifically present our answer so that it should be more effective. Is that we have to cover all. Don't say that we will cover all 6 here, or we will cover 4 here and 2 there, and we will not cover the last section. No, we should give equal balance to all the 3 sections as such. Now we are talking about the deficiencies. Keep it in mind, deficiencies only. Fine. Frisha generates revenue through visits by sales staff to customer premises. Sales ledgers who work at head office carry out credit checks on new customers prior to being accepted and then set the credit limit. See, everything has to be done with the master file. Okay, you see what is most important. The authorities are very important. Is that the lower level? Is that lower level people will not have, lower level employees will not have access to master files. Okay, they don't have they don't no access to master file. That anything has to be done at the authority level, top level. Sales staff visit retail customer sites personally and orders are completed using 4-part pre-printed order form. Now there are 4 different pre-printed. Fine, that's one of the positive things. One copy with the customer, second copy is that one copy with the customer, second copy is returned to the sales, third is sent to the warehouse, and fourth to the finance department. It looks fine, is it? But what happened? They generate revenue through visits by its sales staff to customer premises. Sales ledger clerks who work at head office. See, the sales ledger clerks are at the head office and the orders has been generated by sales staff. Is it right? Now you should understand this coordination has to be there between both each sale orders number is based on the salesperson own identification. See, when you are having the sales order numbering, it should be pre-numbered. It should be sequentially. They should not have a own personal identification in order to facilitate. You should have order number. You should have order number. You should have who the salesman number. Is it a unique number? You will have location number. You will give sequence. Is that you should not have a pre-printed one. You should not generate. You should not have a facilitated based on the sales identification number. Okay, fine. Sales own personal number in order to facilitate. We are giving salesman number. Is that own ID will be there so that we can know who has generated this sales order. If retail customers are given payment terms of 30 days and most customers choose to pay their invoices by bank transfer. Good. Each day, Lily, a finance clerk, posts the bank transfer received from the bank statement to the cash book and updates the sales ledger. On a monthly basis, she performs bank reconciliation. Is that he performs the bank reconciliation? Fine. Now, these are the things which has been given. Now, from here, what we have to do? We have to identify deficiencies. For the deficiencies, we have to give the recommendation and test of control. Okay, test of control. At how we are going to work out the test. See, there are so many things are there. Somebody see what is there. If you say sales staff to sales premises, visits, sales ledger clerks who works at the head office carry out credit checks. Once you are carrying out credit checks on new customers prior to accepting the orders and against the sale, somebody is looking, somebody is verifying, somebody is cross-checking the things. That's very important. Fine. Next, and okay, you are doing the bank reconciliation. Fine, you are doing the bank, but somebody is overseeing the bank reconciliation. Higher up authority, responsible authority, is giving an approval for bank reconciliation. You are depositing the money. Customers are given. Customer choose to pay their invoices by bank transfer. When there is a bank transfer, we are doing customer the receivables reconciliation. control accounts are there. Likewise, we have to take those things into consideration. Fine. Next, what are the things? The next one, receipt of raw materials and goods from suppliers or processed by the warehouse team at the head office who agree the delivery to purchase order and check the quantity. See here what happens. See the thing. This is the deficiency. They are by suppliers are processed by team. They are agreeing. They are checking the quantity and complete a sequentially. One team is it? But here we have to divide the task. Is it? What we have to do? We have to divide the task. Is it? One person should receive receipts of raw materials whenever you are purchasing receipts of raw materials from the suppliers. Another person should agree the delivery to the purchase order. Another person should check the quantity, and the next another one. See that the moment you divide it, this is the deficiency. Is it? Complete the GR goods received notes are sent to finance department daily. When you are submitting the goods receipts notes, again somebody has to verify that it is done on daily basis or weekly basis. On receipts of purchase invoice from the supplier, the purchase clerk, ledger clerk, make it to the GRN and order to 3 departments sent for authorization by the appropriate individual. See, what can we judge from this? We can say that this is where the suggested answer will also be there. They say that most of the most of the tasks, a single person is doing more than one task. That is the deficiency. That is what we are talking. We are understanding. Once authorized, they will be logged into the purchase ledger by Camilla. He is also he is Camilla Brown. He is doing one person. Is that Camilla? This is the most challenging task. Is it right? That one person who utilizes document count controls to ensure that correct number of invoices has been input. Again, what we have to do, we have to follow the sequential order. The company values the inventory using standard cost. No, we cannot value with the standard cost. What IAS 2 says. IAS 2 says that it should be net realizable value or it is the lower cost. Is it? Both the internal management reporting and inclusion in the year end. We have to be very clear about the international accounting standards also. People who got the exemption for financial reporting, they should have a proper briefing about what is IAS 2 talks about. The basis of standard costs are reviewed approximately 18 months ago. You should have frequency. Again, it's basically what happens, it should be done on annually. It is our assumption. Fine. It is our assumption with respect to purchase and inventory. Next, payroll. Employs a mixture of factory staff who works a standard shift of 8 hours a day and administration and sales staff who are salaried. Some people are some mixture of factory staff. Is that some staff work for 8 hours a day and administration and sales staff are salaried. All staff are paid monthly by bank transfer. Fine, that's good. Occasionally, overtime is required. When this occurs, details of overtime per employee is collated and submitted to the payroll department by the protection clerk. It is not the protection clerk. It has to be done by whom? It has to be done by a supervisor. Right? It has to be done by a supervisor. Supervisor, basically. We can see the jargon of the audit language we have to use. The payroll department pays this overtime on the month it occurs. At the end of each quarter, they send overtime reports, not each quarter, at the end of each month. Is that you have to do at the end of each month. The overtime work to the production director for their review. Fine. They are sending it to the director. Fine. Director. We see this is all. This is all our understanding. Is that this is all our understanding. Why we have to go to the director? Is that you will have production manager will be there. You will have is a higher up. Director is the most senior level position. Senior level position we should not. See, director will make sure that how it will work. Fine. This is the with respect to the thing. Fresh payroll packages produce a list of payments per employment which link to the bank statement to produce a list of automatic bank transfer system. Means again before sending, is it right? Before sending to bank, is it right? Before sending to bank, we need to verify. Is it right? Verification should be there. Is it right? Verification should be there. The finance director reviews the total to be paid to the list of he is only seeing the total. Fine. Automatic payment company. This is to be a total payroll amount to be paid for month for the payroll records. If any issues, we should not wait for the what they say, if any issue arises, then automatic bank transfer can, no way, we cannot work manually. And by whom it is done? It is done by the finance director. Okay, finance director is doing, but again you should have what? You should have a control on that. A single person cannot have the authority at the highest level also. Is that at the highest level also? These are the three different scenarios. Each scenario we have to take minimum 2. Okay, minimum 2. And we have to work it out. What it says, how it we have to divide into deficiency, recommendation, and test of control. See, we have discussed the customer credit limits are set by whom? It is set by the ledger clerks. Yeah, we should not see. You are setting that. This is why we go back to that. This is why we have said, is right, that the sales ledger clerk who works office carried out credit checks. I have underlined it on new customers. New customers are very sensitive. Is that old customers? We can how much you are going to set the credit limit. Credit limit should not be more than its required. And ledger clerk doesn't have that much analytical understanding. Okay, interpretation, analytical understanding, evaluation. It will not be there. Is that what it says? Sales ledgers are not sufficiently senior and so set limits at high, leading to irregular. Means you are setting a credit limit. Is it credit limit more than a credit limit without proper basic background information? Definitely there will be possibility that the credit limit will be too high, leading to automatically what will happen? You will not going to recover, and it will be a loss of sales. And people will see, new customers will take the credit, is that? But we don't know the credibility of those customers. What it says, I told you, everything is that it has to be done by whom? The top management should be involved. That's very important. You can put it a top manager or you can put it a senior management. He is involved. A senior member or senior staff. Fine. Credit limits should be set by whom? By the senior member, not by the sales ledger clerk. And we have to review. This is the recommendation. Deficiency is, it is going to be set by the sales ledger clerk. He may set more or he may set less, and in future they will be lost. That is the deficiency. What is the recommendation? It has to be done, set by senior member, and it has to be reviewed regularly. By whom? By the responsible person. Responsible person is senior staff. For example, now what is the test of control? You should know. Is that for a sample of customers accepted, you have to review. We are testing whether the control is there in place or not. We are testing the control that the credit limit has been set by the senior level and it has been reviewed by whom? It has been reviewed by the responsible official. In the audit language, very crucial, very important, very significant, you have to use ensure. This is the verb. We always make sure that we have to ensure that it has been performed by the responsible official. You use the audit language, this paper is very easy. Enquire the sales. Apart from that, what you are doing, you are talking about enquire the sales lecturer who are setting the credit, who can set the credit. Means you should know who are the responsible, is it? Who are the people responsible to set the credit limits. Fine, a simple one. Now, when the second one, fine, the second. Customer orders are given number-based salesperson's own identification. That I told you. Is that what we have discussed this? We have said that it has been here it has been order number, sales number, location number. Fine. You should have they should not have each sales order is based on the own identification number to facilitate money. Fine. You can put like that, but the rule says that these numbers are not sequentially. You should have sequence. Without this is the deficiency. This is the standard deficiency in most of the questions. Fine. I am telling very clearly, it's my experience. I am telling this is the standard. You should have sequentially number, pre-printed sequentially. These are the basic requirements. It is difficult to identify if it is not sequential prepared. We cannot identify what is the missing orders. If we cannot identify missing orders, definitely we cannot fulfill the orders, and we could lead to a loss of customers' goodwill. Sequentially, the most important, a standard expectations from our answer. Sales order will be sequentially numbered on a regular basis. A sequence check has to be done so that if any missing orders are there, we can identify. What you are doing? Again, see the thing. This is the jargon. This is the language. This is the jargon of auditing. We have to reperform. We have to reperform the control by undertaking a sequence check on sales order, whether the sequential numbers are there. This is the test of control. Discuss if there is any gap, if there is any numbers are missing, you have to discuss with the sales ordering staff. Okay. Now the second point. Now what is there? Again, it is related to what? It is still related to the first section. It is still related to the sales. Fine. It is still related. The third one, what it says? It says that the point number 3. We are talking about the finance clerk responsible for. See, I told you one person is doing many tasks. Okay, this is the deficiency. Responsible for several elements of cash receipts. As she posts the bank transfers, they are doing the bank statement. They are updating it. They are doing the reconciliation. All people are many tasks. Is that multiple tasks? I will say multiple tasks by one person. There is a lack of segregation. We don't have segregation of duties. This is the audit language. Keep it in mind. I am very much giving importance to the language of audit. You use these words, your examiner will get impressed on this. Very simple. Yes, examiner said that yes, the person knows how to write what is the thing. Segregation of duties and errors will not be identified on a timely basis. It will increase the risk of fraud. This is the deficiency. What is the recommendation? The key roles of posting bank receipts, updating and performing of reconciliation should be split. We have to do a segregation by different individuals. I told you that is the basic thing I have written. Is that we have to divide the task. Is that we have to divide the task as such. The moment you are dividing the task, automatically what will happen? There is a control will be there. Fine, there will be a control there. It is not if this is not done, in minimum the bank reconciliation, the reconciliation should be done by a other member. Reconciliation is very important. You cannot do everything by one person as well. What we are doing now, you are dividing the things. Is that you are dividing the thing? Review the file completed. We have review the file completed bank reconciliation, and you should know who has prepared it. Separate person for a recommendation. There should be a control. Fine. Now review the log IDs of the individual who has posted receipts and who has updated sales ledger to assure that they have done by different individuals. The rule says that there should be segregation of duties. Discuss with the financial controller which members means you have to discuss with the senior level manager, is it? To who is undertaking the role of bank receipts, who is updating the cash and book and the sales ledger. Fine, means you should keep them informed. Fine, you have to keep them informed. Yeah, this is way. Now coming back to the second part. What is the second part? We are talking in terms of purchase and inventory. Fine, purchase and inventory. This is related to what? This is related to purchase. See, they are also divided very technically. Is it? They have given 3 points in the first section. They like that they will divide it into here. Now what happens? Goods received notes are only sent to finance department. To send failing to send a copy of purchase or means that it is not possible to monitor the unfulfilled orders. Means they have mentioned here, is that what they have mentioned? In the mention they have said that receipts of written and goods from supplier processed by the warehouse team at our office who agree delivery, check the quantity and complete sequential. These orders are sent to finance department daily. They are sending it to whom? They are sending to the finance department daily. Is it? They are sending it to finance department. They have 3 documents. Fine, matches to GRN, but related to this, what they have to do? This could result in the significant unfulfilled orders, leading to some means you should be very clear. Is that goods received notes? When you are receiving the goods received notes, who are the things you should inform? The inventory. Is that you have to inform the stores? Is that you have to inform the purchases? Fine. In addition, if good received note is lost, then it will not be possible for finance department to match proof of goods being received. Means you have to send it to the different departments, concerned departments, responsible departments. Fine, we have to be very clear. This could delay in the invoice. If something is missed, we should not get the complaint from the supplier. The goods received notes should be 3 parts. Very clear. Most of the time it will be 3 parts. 1 copy should be sent to ordering department, the second to the warehouse, and the third department for the finance department. Fine. What we have to do? The goods received, the department which is ordering, the department which is going to receive, and the department which is going to pay. Okay, a purchase ordering clerk should agree, and one person has to review. Is it right? They has to agree that the copy of the GRN to the purchase order and change the order to complete status. Once it's done, it has to be marked as complete on a regular basis. Fine, on a regular basis means when we say, see, we have to think whether we need it on basically on daily basis, okay, or daily basis, and it has to be reviewed on weekly basis. And see, it has to be reviewed on. See, it has to be prepared it has to be prepared on daily basis, it has to be reviewed on weekly basis, and it has to be reconciled. Is right? Reconciled on a monthly basis. Very, 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 very specifically we have to look into that. Fine. Now, orders, unfulfilled orders, and these should be followed with a relevant. If something is missing, it has to be reconciliation has to be done. Automatically, things will be streamlined. What is the test of control? Review the file of copy of GRNs by the purchase ordering who has ordered, and review the evidence has been matched to orders and flagged as complete. It's right. You have to put as received. Is it right? You have to put a stamp as received. You have to put a stamp as processed. Is that processed? And you have to put the date. Is it right? You have to put the date, and you have to put the person you should know the staff number. Is that, see the thing? If you are doing, you have to put as received, you have to put the date, you have to put the staff number. Fine? You have to put it as a process. Then only what will happen? There will not be any duplication. Is that? It will not be duplication, there will not be any missing, they will be tracked down sequentially. Review the file of unfulfilled purchase orders, any overdue items, and discuss the status with an order. If some orders are not done, then it will be easy for us. Is that the moment you are using this process, automatically what will happen? The things will be easy for us. Fine. Now this is the way we are talking about deficiency. Now what is happening? Again, it is related to purchases. Is it? It is related to purchase. Camilla Brown, see, we have done this. Camilla Brown ledger clerk only utilizes document count control when inputting the invoice in the purchase ledger. Once we will review what is the role of Camilla Brown. Is it right? Camilla, what is the role of Camilla Brown as such? Camilla Brown, the purchase clerk, here it is there. Camilla Brown, the purchase clerk, matches GRN and order 3 documents are for one authorized by purchase invoices, logged in by purchase ledger by Camilla, who utilize document count control to ensure correct number of invoices has been. Again, what happens? See, she is doing it. The same person is doing all the things. Is it? The company values the inventory using stamp. This will come to that. The Camilla Brown matches it to GRN and order and the 3 documents are sent for authorization by the appropriate individuals. Once authorized, the purchase invoice are logged into a purchase ledger by Camilla, who utilizes document count control to ensure the correct numbers of invoices has been input. See, this is the deficiency. This is, now you can understand. Now you will get a reasonable understanding about the thing. Document, see what they are doing. Is that what? This is point number 5. Okay, this is point number 5. This is also related to purchases. Fine, purchases. Only utilize document. Only we are talking about document count controls. Document count controls can confirm the completeness. We are doing the assertion completeness of input, but they are not talking in terms of accuracy or validity. See, we are taking into sequence, is right? We have to take into amount also. We have to take into quantity also. We have to take into total also. Fine. We are not talking only about one thing. We are having a multiple things which we have to. If the invoices are not input correctly, suppliers may not be paid on time. Paid incorrect amounts leading to overpayments or loss of supplier's goodwill. That's what we say. And who may withdraw credit facility. Fine. Means we should not focus only on the counts. We have to focus on other important related variables associated with the is the document asset. What is the recommendation? Divide it. The purchase ledger guys should instead inputs the invoices in batches. Is it? You have see what are the there are two controls are there. Just I am going to when we are talking about the thing, there is a application controls. Is right? There is application controls and there are IT controls. Is right? There are IT controls. Here we are talking in terms of which type of controls? Application controls. Fine. Application controls. Review my lecture slides. You will get a complete understanding, such as totals. Is that you should know? I told you you have to take totals rather than just complete the checks to ensure the completeness and accuracy over the invoices. In addition, sequence check should be built to ensure the completeness of inputs. Again, once we have entered, we have posted, we should make it a recommendation that it has to be stamped, it has to be some significance should be attached that yes, we have done it, the document has been complete. What the audit team should do? Audit team should ensure test data procedures. Test data means you are testing the data as such to assess whether data has entered without the use of batch controls. What are the batch controls? Batch controls is nothing but you will order in different batches. You can put it in day wise. Okay, you can put it in day wise. You can put it in a product wise. Is that you have put it in? You can put it in the sequence. You can put it in the ID wise. You have batches. You are talking in terms of quantity wise, right? You should have batch controls. Day wise, every day you are doing. Product wise, every product you are doing. Quantity wise, the moment you are reaching 10, 20, 30, then automatically you will complete that task first. Is that whether sequence are built in the systems? That is our understanding. We have to test data procedures. And whether data can be entered without the use means we have to enter as an auditor. You have to enter that can we breach, can we break the rules. If we are testing the data, usually test data, we will give negative approach will take. We'll break the rules. That is what we are talking about, the beta testing. We are talking about beta testing. When we do the beta testing, it means that we are giving the negative inputs, so that if negative inputs are given, it should not accept. Fine. Observe the purchase invoices and whether we have using the application controls. Application controls is nothing but the totals. Application controls is nothing but we are talking in terms of the sequence, quantity. Is right? We have to know individually as well as a group. Is right? We will see. We will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We will take the controls at each level. Plus we are taking the controls at the gross total also. Gross total. We'll take the gross total. We'll take the individual also. That is the application controls. Fine. What with the next? What it says? This is with respect to purchase. Fine. Now, coming back to this, the third one, they are talking in terms of inventory. Yeah, purchases we have done with respect to inventory. See, they have divided. They have divided it into technically in the way it has to be done. Is that inventory? What they have taken another one for inventory, purchase and inventory. 3 there, 3 here. Here they are focusing on inventory. The company values the inventory standard cost, which we see that is, and what is this is a deficiency, is it? And they are reviewing for 18 months. I told you IS2 we have to follow, and it has to be done on annual basis. Fine, it has to be done on annual basis. These are 2 recommendations I have given there. that the cost there is that the cost was misstated as changes in rate materials, wages. Definitely 18 months is too old, is it right? We are reviewing every 18 months. You have to review it 6 months. You have it annually, depending on the products, depending on the markets, depending on very different factors. Inflation may have not adjusted. This could result in inventory. Either it will, if you are doing on 18-month basis, either it will be undervalued or it will be overvalued. It will be undervalued or what is the say? In addition, for year-end reporting, IS2 inventories only allows standard cost to be used for valuation purpose. If they are close appropriation, they say that they are using what? They are using the standard costing. Therefore, valuation may not be in line with IAS2. Fine? It's not in line with IAS2. What it says, what the IAS2 talks about. First, they say that a review should be done by a senior manager of the department. Fine? Therefore, it has actual cost materials are compared to standard cost to ensure that there should be a the estimations, approximation, management estimates, auditor estimate, point estimates, is it accounting estimates. We have done this, is that we have done. See, this is some way we have done management estimates, point estimates. Likewise, when we are talking about approximation of the valuation, it has to be done by a senior manager. The revised standard should be reviewed by means another person should take into consideration. Is that another person should review it. Is that at least I told you here we have to do it on an annual basis, at least annually. We should not done. No one will do for 18 months. This is very unusual. Is that you will either you do it for 1 year or you will do it on a 2-year basis. When we are doing the things, you have to, what is the test of control? You have to obtain a copy of the standard cost of the valuation, whether when the last review has been done and the review has been reviewed by the production director. Means, is it? Now, this is where it's coming to the other things. What happened? We are talking in terms of payroll. Is it? We are talking in terms of payroll. Again, in payroll, they have taken 2. Is it? Again, in payroll, this is point number 7. This is point number 8. Fine. Overtime workers is not authorized prior to being paid. When you are employing overtime workers, or you cannot have the overtime. Is it? Here it has been given. Where is that? Yes. A mixture of staff who works a shift for 8 hours and all staff are paid monthly. Occasionally overtime is required for factory staff. Occasionally it is required where this cost of overtime worker per employee is collated and submitted to the payroll department by the production clerk. Fine. Means when we are see, otherwise what will happen? Everyone will say that I am doing overtime, and they will claim the overtime wages. Is it? The information per employee is submitted by the production clerk. I told you, but not authorized. The production director is only informed of overtime levels on quarterly basis. Fine, on quarterly basis. It should not be done on quarterly basis. Fine, it should means you should be. These reports are reviewed sometime after the payment has been made. They are not reviewing before the payment. What is the purpose? Once you have paid it, done for the day. They are not done on the after payment is made. Definitely, it will happen once you have been paid. It has been paid incorrectly, or definitely the payroll cost will increase. What is the control? All overtime measures should be authorized. This authorization should be in writing. See, in examination, when you are writing, you say, if you ask me how all overtime should be authorized by a responsible official before it is payment is being processed by the payroll department. This is the one segment. The second one is what? This authorization should be in writing. What you are doing as an auditor, you will review the overtime report with whether there is an authorization or not. Why we are doing? To ensure. Understand what? Every other point, ensure that the payment, that the authorization has been taken, payment prior to the payment of the overtime. Means before you are paying, you have to get the authorization. Right? Now, the finance director compares the total with the total paid. The responsible person comparison. Finance director should be authorized, should review, should do something which is very, very specific. Is it? There could be employees omitted or fictitious employees added. We are not responsible only for the totals. Is it? So that the total payment list agrees to the total. There could be a fraudulent or erroneous payments being made. You should not stick. Okay. We should not stick to the total. The finance director authorized the payment should be on the sample basis. They should perform checks to ensure that the staff records to payment list. Means you are not restricting only to the totals. Vice versa. You come from the back, or the payments are completely and only it has been paid to the bona fide. Means that is the payroll department will do. Payroll department is that HR department will get inputs from the production department. HR department will follow the rules. Production manager will review it. Finance person will again review it. Multiple checks will be there, whether who are the people who have joined, people who have left, people who have worked overtime. Adequate documentation is there, evidence is provided. We will make it point from a different perspective. The finance director should sign a list as an evidence that these checks has been undertaken. This is the recommendation. What is the auditor? Auditor should obtain a sample of payments list and review for the signature of the finance director that it has been done as a evidence or not. Whatever the recommendations are there, for that recommendation you should search the evidence. This is the role of the payroll system. Okay. Now they are asking 6. What we have done structurally in the columnary format. First is deficiency, the second is recommendation, the third one is test of control. It is going little bit lengthy, but it may, okay, only. Now, what is the second one? See the thing. This is for the 4 marks. Is that the part C? The first one is narrative notes. First one is documenting of the evidence. The second one is the deficiency, test of recommendations and test of control. The third one is what? This is for 4 marks. What is the requirement? First, you see what is the requirement. You do substantive procedures for the auditor to obtain sufficient appropriate evidence in terms of year-end accrual for what? Employment tax payable. Substantive procedures will be given in the examination. Students find little bit difficult, but you have to practice more. Okay. What is the substantive procedure? We are doing in detail. Okay. We are there, as simple as that. How many marks are there? 4 marks are there. Now you see the scenario. First you go to the requirement, then you freezer deducts employment taxes from employee wages and salaries on a monthly basis and pay this to local taxation in the following month. At the year end, the financial statements will contain accrual for employee. Tax is they are following the procedure. Now then they are following the procedure, we should make sure that whether things are done in sequence as per the process or not, as per the procedures. In substantive procedures, we just focus on the procedure from the beginning till the end. Fine. First, what you are doing, see, compare the accrual for employment. First, you have how much you have payable last year and current year. See, definitely, if you are paying for the last year, is that what is the last year and what is the current year? Definitely, if the current year will be more, mostly, okay, the current year will be more based on number of employees has been increased. Is that number of employees has been increased? Tax rate has been increased. Is that number of employees? Is that you maybe your tax rates will have increased. Is that means first and foremost compare with the tax last year, is that prior year, and any difference is there. Second one, agree year-end tax accrual to the records. Yeah, we are talking about what? We are talking in terms of accuracy. Yeah, we are talking in terms of accuracy. Means you are totaling. First, you focus on basic things. Yeah, you have to what is the tax payable account and what is the payable record. Now you re-perform calculations on a sample of employees. Yeah, what you are doing? First you will compare, then you will agree, then you will re-perform. Fine, you will re-perform that for only the sample of employees. If to confirm what? To confirm the accuracy as such. Next, if you are talking about a proof of total, is that for tax accrual? We are just making what is the amount and what is the tax rate? Is that what is the amount and what is the tax rate? We will to for the January 2005 with appropriate tax rate. Compare this with the accrual expectations of the accrual, and if there is any differences there with respect to estimates or actuals. Is that compare with the estimates and with the actual. Agree the total, agree the subsequent payments of the cash. We agree with whether we have what the amount we are showing in the cash book and what is the bank statement is reflecting. Yeah, definitely. See, understand what is the cash book and what is the bank book. Definitely, both should be same. See, what happening substantive procedures. See, what we are matching. Is that we are verifying? Is that two totals? And once we are verifying two totals, if two totals are matched, we are convinced. That is the review any correspondence with tax authority, any additional outstanding payments are due. Right? We have to get, means what we are doing somewhere. We are doing what? We are doing a reconciliation. Review the disclosures made by the employment tax accrual and whether they are compliance with the standards and legislation. Means we are following the regulations, compliance, we are following the standards, and most importantly, as per the law, we are paying or not. Understand? This is the substantive procedure. Means you should take the source document and you should say that, see, what we are doing is, so this is my understanding, is that you have to take the source document and you have to see with the execution document. Is that two documents? Both the documents should match. Is that should match at different levels as such. Is that this is for 4 marks. Now, coming back to this, that last one. Okay, last one. What is the question what they are asking? Describe 2 corporate governance weaknesses. Corporate governance, non-executive directors, corporate governance, independent directors, is an audit committee, remuneration committee. Fine, you should come. All these things should immediately click in our mind that yes, this is the framework of corporate governance, and provide recommendation to each weaknesses. Is that now what they are saying? Again, they are saying what they are saying. It is going to be 2 columns. Yeah, one column is for the weakness, one column is for the recommendations. There are two weaknesses. See, 4 marks. You find two for weaknesses, and two for recommendations. For each weakness, you have to give recommendation. What is the scenario? The listing rules of stock exchange require compliance with the corporate governance principles, and the board of directors of Free Asia company are confident they are following best practices in relation to this. However, the chairman recently received correspondence from the shareholder that the company is not fully compliant. The company finance director requested a review of compliance with the corporate governance principles. What are the things? FISA has listed for over 8 years, and its board of directors, there are 4 executive and 4 independent non-executive directors, excluding the chairman. An audit committee consists of NEDs, and the finance director meets each quarter to review the records. Fine. Till now, four are there. One chairman is there. Is that the audit committee is structured by NEDs. Till now, things look fine. Okay, things look fine. As per the corporate governance code of corporate. The director remuneration is fixed by no way. I'm putting cross. Is it? The director remuneration is fixed by the fine. NEDs are paid fixed fee for their sales, and executive directors are paid annual salary as well as the significant bonus based on profits. You have to think on this. Who has to fix the salaries? Who has to fix remuneration committee? The company chairman does not have an executive role, so she has sole responsible liaising with the shareholders and answering any of these questions. These are the weaknesses. Is it right? These are the weaknesses. Fine. I put it in red. Okay. Now for this, we have prepared 2 columns. Fine. Prepared 2 columns. Now, how many? They put it how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it right? They gave how many? 1. We have to write only 2. Okay. We have to don't write more, don't write less. Fine. This is for our understanding. Now, what happens? The finance director is member of the audit committee. The rules strictly says, see, this is with respect to governance, ethics and governance. Okay, this is with respect to corporate governance. Now, make it a point: the finance director should not be part of audit committee. The audit committee should be consist of only non-executive independent directors. This is the blanket rule. Okay, this is the blanket rule. Be very specific. The audit committee should be made of, see what they have mentioned here. See the thing. The finance listed, and an audit committee consists of non-executive directors and the finance director. The finance director should not be part of the audit committee. 100%. Is right? The role of the committee to have an objectivity. This is difficult. If finance director is a member of the committee, then what will happen? It will be a self-review. Is right? It will be a part of self-review. He is preparing the financial statements, and he is also be part of the audit committee. So what is the recommendation? The finance director should resign. Now, another one. The remuneration is for directors is by finance director. I told you in the beginning. No director should be involved in setting their own remuneration. Is that? We should not. The remuneration should be done by whom? They will be done by the remuneration committee. This is the part of corporate governance. And the remuneration committee, the board as a whole should decide on the pay of non-executive directors. Fine. Who are the part of remuneration committee? The non-executive directors. Fine. The non-executive directors should be part of remuneration committee, and the board should decide the pay for non-executive directors. Here what they have mentioned, go to the things, is that they said that NEDs are paid a fixed fee for their services, and executive directors are paid annual fee as well as significant bonus on the profits. The company chairman does not have the fine. Okay, means board has to decide how much we are going to pay to the non. Next, executive remuneration includes what they say, it is really annual profit related bonus. Remuneration should motivate directors. It is not, see, when we are talking about it, is a long-term growth. Is that we should not set annual targets. See what happens if we are talking about annual targets. For time being, we are thinking from a short-term strategies. We should not think from a short-term strategies. We have to think from a long-term. The remuneration should be structured to include in terms of what? Long-term performance. Whenever we are doing, this is what it says. What happens in most of the cases, whenever we come across any directors has been appointed, they will be given shares. Because what happens if profits are increasing, value of the share will increase. Value of the share will increase, definitely the wealth will increase. Again, there are very strict, stringent regulations will be there. You will have a 3 years locking period will be there. Within 3 years, directors should not sell. If they are selling more than this percent of number of shares, they have to intimate to the stock exchange. All these things, there will be controls will be there. Okay. Now, the chairman has solely responsible for you cannot have segregation of duties with the shareholder. However, this is the role where board, who is responsible? A board should take this one. A chairman is not responsible. Chairman should not be there. All members of the board should be involved. Board has to be involved whenever there is a dialogue take place with the shareholders. Means you should have a panel, isn't it? You should have a board of directors. A panel has to be there. The panel has to address as a joint responsibility. The board should state that in the annual report, what are the steps they have taken to ensure that the members of the board, and particularly non-executive directors. Fine. That's what it says. Whenever we are having the things, all should attend meetings with shareholders as an AGM. Everyone has to see annual general meeting. All the board of directors are present, and board of directors are accountable to respond to the queries raised by the shareholders at the appropriate level and designation. Fine. This is where you should be, only the chairman should not be responsible. It is the entire board which is responsible. Fine. This is for the 4 marks. Fine. This is for the 4 marks as such. Now, okay. This is for the now what we have done a very substantial 30 marks question. First we have done with respect to narrative notes. Yeah. First we have done with respect to narrative notes and where is that narrative notes and questionnaires, the description and the advantage. Then we have covered with respect to deficiencies, recommendation and test of control. The third one we have done with respect to substantive procedures for the accruals of tax payable, and the last one is the corporate governance. This is a substantial coverage we have done with respect to section B. This is only one section we have done. Now, when I come back to on the next topic, I will come with another next question. Okay. So just share your comments, share your understanding where we can put some additional effort. Subscribe to this channel and share this with others. Okay. Thank you so much. Best of luck.